Spider-Man No Way Home is one of the most secretive films that Marvel Studios and Sony has ever put out. They literally try to keep everything a secret, and most of the film was shot out of the eyesight of anybody. They only let the necessary people into specific locations to be able to hold back on leaks. Unfortunately, they didn't really work as it got closer to the film. But now the Ms.Marvel actress Iman Vellani reveals that she didn't even see those spoilers because, well, way ahead of them, Tom Holland just came into her dressing room and spoiled the film for her. So we've known for a while that Spider-Man No Way Home was shooting literally right next to the same lot where they were shooting Ms.Marvel. So you would get people that would go back and forth between the two, but things were still kept very secretive. In a recent interview with Elite Daily, Ms.Marvel herself, Iman, was talking about the time she had on set and how exciting it was to join the Marvel family and what was happening. And she reveals that at one point, actors were going back and forth, kind of talking to each other and all that, and she was finishing up in her dressing room, and Tom Holland was there. So she was like, hey, you know, what are you doing here? And he was like, well, I want to know what your show is about. So she told him. And then she was like, oh, well, what about Spider-Man? And without hesitation, she says Tom Holland whipped out his phone and just shows her a picture he just took of him and Tobey Maguire. And she was like, oh, wow, I didn't need to see that. Oh, I wish it was a surprise. Now, isn't that the most Tom Holland-y thing yet? Because we know, like, you could barely contain him from spoiling something in those old interviews to the point where he would always look uncomfortable and just look off screen, and you know there was, like, the PR manager just telling him to keep quiet. And now you have him in the element and he's just like, I need to tell people, And he's like, well, she's got to keep a secret because she's also working on a Marvel product. So the moment she asked, hey, what are you doing? He's just whipping out his phone going, look, it's Tobey Maguire from excitement. And again, I get it. And I could see how she would be disappointed because she probably didn't expect him to just outright spoil this major event. But it's one of the things, right? Like, it was going to get out anyway. She was probably going to find out anyway just by one of the, lucky trips she was going to take over there to the set, as Kevin Feige revealed that they were doing, and the actors were there, and then there you go. So she still would have found out, but it's funny that she calls out Tom Holland for being a, well, spoiler fanatic, and sure enough, he spoiled the film for her.